So she used a word like, I really wonder the way you come up yourself. So I took wonder as a negative word, and I on face I said, you don't have to wonder. I did it all by because of my hard work. I'm like, when I think about that, so I
Hmm.
made such kind of mistakes. Since
So you were always a resilient one. You bounced back
yes,
always. There
resilient.
were a lot of
Yeah,
struggles, but you bounced back again with a lot of motivation and courage. And it happens because of some of our friends, right? No problem, happens. Okay, yeah. So, first of all, welcome to this session. Thank you so much for connecting to me. It's so nice to have you here. And good afternoon.
thank
How are
you.
you?
Very good afternoon. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you. And I am so excited to have a session with you. I
Likewise,
have
like.
been watching your no, I've been watching your videos, and I'm really inspired by the way that you reached this level. I've been watching your old videos with the sessions in English sharing, and the way the journey, and the way the way I see you here. It's really inspiring.
Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Really, when people share their thoughts and they say like, we get this motivation from you, and when see your journey, and we also feel that okay, if you can do that, we can also do the same thing. We can also learn the language. It motivates me again to work harder and harder every single day. So thank you so much for watching my content and for appreciating that. Yeah. So, since we are meeting for the very first time, so first, can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I am Deepu, and I'm from Kerala. But I'm working in Bangalore for an MNC. It's almost, I have around 16 to 17 years of experience. Uh, I currently work as a finance manager, but I've been to different countries like UK and Netherlands, part of my job.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And what are your hobbies, if I may ask?
Uh, Currently, I'm primarily concentrating on my language development,
Hmm.
and I'm really inspired by you because I watched a session. In that particular session, you mentioned that you wanted to become a non-YouTuber. Moreover, besides that, you started doing a yoga session also. So I see that consistency and the way you wanted to become, you have set a goal, and you are really working on that. So for me, like working on my language and learning new things or improving my language was passive because it is part of my daily life. But when I saw your video, yes, definitely I have seen many other motivational videos, but in then that was the moment I started, trying to learn more about you. Then I started watching your English Yari, the good old days, the way you started your English, and the transformation was really amazing. That is one thing. Like that is my primarily, I wouldn't say hobby, but for me, I would love to take it as a hobby because hobby is something which makes you do every day and makes you feel happy. Other
Yes.
than that, I really don't get time because I am working on multiple things, and I do have a really very tight schedule because my daily business, I mean, the daily work starts on 3 to 12, and prior to that, I have a small business so that I concentrate on there also. So literally, my day starts around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then still 12, 1 a.m. in the evening.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Great. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Do I need to introduce myself too?
yeah. For the
Okay.
viewers who are seeing for the first time, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, hello Dipu. My name is Rajni. I'm from Shri Ganganagar, Rajasthan, which is located on the border of Punjab. And if I talk
Okay.
about my qualification, I have done my graduation degree only in Korean language from JNU itself. And after that, like currently I'm just running a YouTube channel and I provide paid sessions to beginners as I consider myself an upper intermediate speaker of the language and I aspire to become the advanced speaker of this language. So I just work hard every single day. And at the same time, my subscribers motivate me a lot. So this is something I guess I'm privileged to have really beautiful audience and attentive listeners I think I got. So thank you so much for supporting me. And apart from that, if I talk about my hobbies, I love reading books and talking to people in my spare time. Yes, that's all about me.
Great, great. I can see the confidence in you because one of your session you mentioned to Shanda that you wanted to become a intermediate one. Now I'm really happy to see that you have that grace and the confidence in saying that I wanted to become an advanced speaker.
Yes.
Really, really inspiring.
Yeah, I'm truly telling you that I'm obsessed with the process, and that is why, because I can see the conspicuous results changes in myself. I can also feel those changes in my confidence, in my way of speaking. I'm very composed and calm while speaking. Earlier I was not that person. I was speaking sometimes very fast, and then I tend to make a lot of mistakes. So I have been working on these things, and I can see the changes. So I can firmly say that if you do, the practice with full of dedication and the active practice actually with consistency, you can you can you can see the changes in your personality or in your way of speaking. That really enhances with time, with practice.
Yeah, definitely. See, I'm being very honest because see, I've been watching many YouTube videos since the day that I started learning or improving my language. Because for me, I'm from a very remote village in Kerala, and when I started my career in Bangalore, I had a lot of struggles. So I was not able to speak properly. I was not able to frame the sentence in the right way, and because of that, I lost a lot of opportunities in the career
Hmm.
ladder. So, and I've been watching a lot of videos, but see, there are Shanda is kind of the person who I was really inspired with the way that she teaches or helps the people to improve their language. And then through her channel, I got to know about you. And when I started viewing your videos, also, I can really see that. And one of the things that I made you contact is like the way you dedicated for yourself. It is really hard, and in terms of because it is something language. Because to create a new content, you need to do a lot of research, unlike the YouTubers and the vloggers, because they get a lot of content is outside our for one. But for us, it is to spend a lot of time on reading books, or trying to understand the context. It is not about teaching the people, but to create a content, it takes a lot of time within a that too we have a limited source.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. And nowadays, I'm very dedicated and very particular about my time and things which I do in a day. So that's why I'm able to be consistent with the journey. Yeah. So I would love to know about your journey too. When did you start learning? As you mentioned earlier, you were not good at English and you faced a lot of difficulties too. And because of that, you lost even opportunities too that came in your way. So, when did you start and how did you learn the language?
Okay, back in my college, so I always used to have a an attraction, or I don't know the synonym of it, to that English language. So since then, I started reading a lot of books, and I started to talk myself in those days, because there was a hero in Malayalam who used to speak very good English, so I used to imitate him. But that never helped me when I started my career in back in 2008. I started my career with an organization called the Eureka Forbes. So first I started attending interviews. So I made the blunter mistakes. When I think of that now, I'm like, Ibu, what did you do? So there was a situation. I literally broke out myself after an interview, because that was with an organization called Accenture, and that was my first MNC experience. So I didn't know who is HR and what are the hierarchy levels. And she used a word like when I explained about myself that I'm from Kerala and I studied in a government school. So she used a word like, I really wonder the way you come up yourself. So I took wonder as a negative word. And I on face I said, you don't have to wonder. I did it all by because of my hard work. I'm like, when I think about that, so I
Hmm.
made such kind of mistakes. Since then, I started watching a lot of movies, English movies. There is a very good friend of mine. He suggested me if you want to improve your language, you have to watch movies with subtitles. Then, irrespective of the genre, irrespective of the kind of movie it is, I started watching movies tirelessly, like, with the subtitles, without subtitle, and I started making the sentences, and I started using those words. Though I used to read books, but I was not really inclined towards reading a book. But since I have to improve my vocabulary, though I learned a lot of vocabulary during my college days, but I was missing some words which is right on that particular situation or context. Then I started reading. Then again, whenever I get time, I watched YouTube videos and uh, small videos like how to use verb, how to pronunciate, pronounce the words. Because since I'm from Kerala, I have kind of accent of using particular words like oh. So I used to say oh, and for me, for G, I used to say girl. But it is girl. So those kind of tongue twisters or those kind of influences I had. But again, I did a lot of hard work, and now I'm kind of okay. But still, I'm facing problem when I talk to my managers or when I'm with my close friends. I kind of fumble or I not able to frame sometimes the right sentences. So that was one of the reason, and because of that, I lost you know few opportunities in my current as well as previous organization. Since then, I'm very uh, concerned about the way I spell, the way I pronounce, the way, and I'm very conscious when I talk to people. And when
Okay.
I've been to UK, I was not really, familiar with the UK accent, but that time also I had a very close friend. She helped me a lot. When we went there for transition. So when I face a difficulty, I used to write that particular context, and later in the evening, I used to ask her because we both used to take the transition together. She helped me a lot. So there were people, even now also, I have very close friends who can really do a healthy criticism so that, I can improve my language. So I'm kind of okay now. I can talk to people. But still, sometimes I feel that when I talk to my managers or senior managers, I kind of stuck with using right sentences and the words which it can impress, because since I'm a finance manager and I have to do a lot of presentation. So when I'm doing a presentation, sometimes I stuck. So I'm trying to come out of that hindrance, uh, trying to learn a lot of new words, synonyms. Yeah, and I cleared my IELTS also last one with a score of 7.5. So I'm kind of trying to improve, using different kind of technologies or resources available. And I am also doing sessions with Clapping Go these days.
Okay, okay. So since how long have you been taking classes on Clappingo?
Maybe I completed just 12 sessions. This is my first time. Because
Sessions.
see, even though I knew about Clapping Go, Kumberly, and many other applications, I was not really thought of attending sessions. But you know, when that thought came into my mind, like after watching your videos and after talking with Shanda, that thought made, or that fire came into my mind that I have to do something, like I have to make some differences in me. Then I started, working on that. I started reading books, even though I used
Mhm.
to read, but I never used to give that concentration, or I just did read the books. I have read a lot of the Atomic book. I read it in a year ago. It was suggested by one of my an old friend. So it was really good book. So those kind of, I'm a fan of Deshati, and I have read this many books. So like I used to read it on a passive time, but I never uh, thought of using the content of that book. Now after watching your videos, I started reading the Atomic Habits again.
That
Yeah.
means a lot. Whenever I get these kind of, things from people, I feel so inspired that I think this is my biggest achievement that I'm able to inspire people for learning the language again. Many people mail me that they just stopped learning the language but they started again their journey. They resumed their journey again because after watching my videos, and this is, I guess, I'm content. That's why I'm content with myself, whatever I'm doing nowadays, and that inspires me every single day to complete the task, to do the practice every day. Okay, you have mentioned a lot of things, so I want to ask you first that before, who gave you the feedback, the constructive feedback, or are you just taking the classes for the very first time, or you have taken earlier too, like before when you went, like you mentioned that you went to UK?
Yeah, so back in 2006 or 7, as I mentioned, I started my career with Eureka Pops. That was the time that I knew about the organizations called multinational organizations, and to get into that companies, you need to work on your language. At least you should have that language proficiency of cracking the interviews, and
Hmm.
also should have the culture of that time the BPO culture was very booming back in 2006
Hmm.
and 2008. So I
Yes.
was just a BCom pass out, and I even now also I learn a lot of things because I'm learning data science. I'm upskilling myself because uh, to compete with the youngsters who is coming out of the college, uh, they are very skilled, and their thought process are completely different than us. They are agile management. They know agile management, and they know many things. To upskill with them, I'm doing PMP. I'm doing agile management courses. So whenever I get time, yeah, innovative things they know. So to upskill myself to compete in the industry, I do a lot of things. So back in 2007, I joined an English spoken class in Bangalore. So since then, I got a very good. She was not only my tutor, she also kind of a very close friend to me because she was also from Kerala. So she kind of taught me the very first thing she uh, taught me was how to use past and present. Like when you're using did and do. So that is still in there me. When someone uses that by mistake, I literally get off. I mean that kind of I literally correct them. No, this is not teach. You should use taught. And what she taught me was, see, most of the time we speak, our concentrations are in past.
Hmm.
Like very rarely we use present
Hmm.
or in future. We most of the time we speak about past and future. So that is the situation. People get confused. Are you supposed to use sort, seek, seek, or seek, sort, or thought, teach? So like you should concentrate on those words. So then I started working on those areas. Then after watching movies, like then I realized, many new words are there. So that was my primary concentration to store vocabulary. For me, now
Hmm.
I realize that we are also computer because, like, when we want to learn a new language, you need to store something onto your brain.
Yes.
Then only
True.
you can produce something,
Hmm.
right? So every day is a learning. Every day is, and my close friend, whose name is Tarani, even he was also same situation. He's also from the Andhra, and he had a very bad accent like for me. And now the way he speaks, oh my God, it's really amazing because he invested a lot of time on learning things, watching movies. He doesn't read, but he watches a lot of movies, and he suggested me to watch Friend series. The other one I forgot. Friend series is always ever time. When I get down or upset, I just go watch Friend series. I'm okay. And the other, what is it? The Theory. There is another web series. So these three are the my favorite web series. But again, I watch nowadays. I concentrate watching on kind of a feel good movies. I'm not a person who watch the series like Avengers, watch Star Wars, or no. I'm not that person. But if I want to learn something, I kind watch good movies where that makes me happy because I'm a very big time movie buff. But
Oh,
preferably on soft movies. Yeah.
great.
So like because let me tell you some history about. I always wanted to become a director. After my career BCom, I was into I was working with different movie directors, And see, that time the assistant directors were like treated very badly. Like you literally uh, treated like slaves. You have to do many things. But and since I was one of my very below middle class family to meet my family's expectations, with that salary I was not able to manage things. So I had a lot of argument with my father. Then I can say I eloped to Bangalore with 1,000 rupees in my hand. But there I had a good friend. He helped me. So for me, I can say that I evolved myself, I developed myself, but there were very good friends always stood with me to become like this.
So you were always a resilient one. You bounced back
Yes,
always. There
resilient.
were a lot of
Yeah,
struggles, but you bounced back again with a lot of motivation and courage. And it happens because of some of our friends, right? Good friends. So same,
you're right, exactly.
I also got really good friends in my life who helped me a lot always whenever there was a need, or whenever I was in a bad situation, or where I was not able to have the courage again to start or the thing. So they motivated me a lot, and they seen the potential. They already saw the potential in me, the caliber in me, that you can do something, Rajni. You are just doubting yourself. So friends really play a vital role in our personal development, in personal and professional both. Yeah. Okay. So nowadays, as you don't have much time already, as you are a working professional. So how, like, it means the time management is one thing which is very, very essential for you in order to balance both the professional and personal, and in that you are trying to get new skills in yourself, and you are trying to become good communicator too. So you are learning English. How do you manage your time now?
That's a very good question. So like I get 30 to 40 minutes every day during drive.
Mhm.
So that is my time of watching YouTube videos, be it yours or be it any other YouTubers. And when I go to the local office, I make sure that at least I read 10 pages every day.
Mm.
Okay, and the way you mentioned in the chat, like whenever I learn a new word, I store it on my notepad, mobile notepad, because you literally don't have compatibility of carrying books all the time like the previous days. So I make sure that at least when I'm talking to myself or when I'm writing something, I make sure that I use those words in that particular journal. I have a habit of writing my own diary since college days, and during some period I stopped it because I have a daughter. She's around 14 years now, so you don't really get that kind of free space, or I would say privacy, to keep your own things. So, and I kind of concerned about reading some of my personal things by my daughter or by my wife, because you always have some kind of within thoughts in you, right? So,
Yes.
see, if you have and maybe the other person would not take it in that sense. Like you will
Mm.
always, or beat anyone's, they will have their own insecurities or those kind of thoughts in you. So I generally mention those. Yeah, please. So I generally mentioned those thoughts in the journal. And once it was read by one of my relative, really felt really bad. Was think that that person was not supposed to take my personal belongings. And
Yes.
since then, I started writing my diary on my mobile because yes, my own privacy.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends on how they perceive our thoughts. Like maybe we are writing with some other intention, or maybe they perceive in a different way. So, yeah, this is my way to just recall vocabulary. When people use something and I feel like this word could be used here, or if you are sharing something, I feel like, yeah, I can also use this word here, then I immediately write in the chat box. So, this is my way to just recalling vocabulary, and it helps a lot. That's why I write the vocabulary in the chat box. Okay. So yeah,
yeah, and I'm a
uh,
big fan of Priyanka Chopra.
I am too. I was yesterday only watching her the speeches again. I watched it very long time ago, but then I yesterday again I watched. That inspires. She inspires me a lot, and yeah, the speech, which is very famous, there she shared 12 rules of, rules they helped her personally. So yeah, I like. And
Yeah.
something you mentioned, I just wanted to discuss that. Read, writing, yes, writing. So I personally have started writing only 10 days ago. It's only 10 to 12 days only. Yeah, so I can see a change because of writing too in my way of constructing, forming the sentences in the right form, and use the or select the right sentence and then articulate them better. So I think writing really play a vital role in our speaking. What do you think? Do you really think that? I think you share that you have been writing since your college, so maybe because of that you have improved in English too, right?
Yeah, so those time I used to write in my my mother tongue language, and since I started my career, like because I have a habit of forgetting things. Okay,
Everyone.
so there was a situation.
It is inevitable, I
Yeah,
guess. Hmm.
no, these certain things like your wedding anniversary, your daughter's birthday, your parents' birthday. So
Hmm.
those things, like if you forget, that may not sound really good, right?
Hmm.
So for
Hmm.
that, and even college days also, some of the people started sharing some memories, and I'm like, I was not able to recollect those things. Then I
Hmm.
started like, you should write, so that what I felt is when you're writing, uh, apparently it also, yeah, memories. Those memories I was not able to recollect. So what I felt that when you're writing, apparently
Hmm.
not, it also stores in our brain, and you are able to recollect it, or you are able to talk to people. Because I'm a person, though I'm an introvert, but when I get with the right person, I talk to them a lot. So I have very, very, very close two friends, hardly 2 or 3 friends, I can say, whom I talk to, or I'm share my feelings. Because see what I feel, Bharani is my very best friend, and he's the only one person from my corporate world. Because I can talk to him anything under the sky. He is not judgmental, and I am not also judgmental with him. Because I can talk to him anything. Like we can see when I was in Bangalore during the weekends, we used to share a beer together, and maybe it would be 2 a.m. in the morning, and we say that let's go for a drive. We go for drive. Maybe that may not be a drive. That may be 100 or 200 kilometers. Like we go there, we spend time, come back. So like that, I have only one friend, and I have here in Kerala, I have another person who is my friend as well as a distant relative. So like the other problem, I used to have a lot of friends in my childhood, but I have had a very bad experience because since we all have a common habit. When you have a friend, you kind of share everything with them, and it really hurts. And when you really feel bad, that comes back to us and hit us really bad. So that time we lose that trust, the compassion, the empathy towards people. So since then, I'm being very conscious. Like, no, you need to be very choosy to choosing your, friends. Yes, they did help. So our context, yes, that's the right word. Our topic was writing. Writing really helped me a lot, and it really helped me when I was taking my IELTS exam, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, even in sessions also, some of the sessions that I attend, even though they provide materials, I always have a habit of writing things. Even during I'm attending interviews also, if the interviewer says something, I have a habit of writing. So uh, my advice or suggestion to the people who are learning something, make sure that you should write at least minimum 10 sentences or 10 words daily if you really
They
want to improve yourself.
agree. Yes, yeah. Yeah, writing helps a lot, and I guess people are taking it so lightly. They just ignore writing. They don't love writing at all. I also didn't like at all, but now every single day, whether I like it or not, I just write. And nowadays, even it is in my habit. Like as soon as I feel something, like after talking to you right now, I'm feeling a lot of Like there are a lot of emotion that I want to share after talking to you. Like you seem, as you share, that you are an introvert, and at the same time you are very calm and composed too. You have improved a lot. So whatever I feel right after the session, or whatever I feel after taking a paid session, I just start writing. So now it is in me that even in just 5 minutes between the two sessions, I just do the writing task. So like this I'm just doing. So nowadays I'm that also fascinating me a lot. That is also fascinating me a lot. And I am not that person who watches a lot of movies, but nowadays I'm also trying to watch some movies. So yesterday I watched the Inception for the very first time. You must have
Yeah.
watched because already you are in that. So but I think there were four layer of dreams. I understood that, but more than that I liked the way they presented and the language, the way of
Yeah.
they spoke, that was very captivating. Yeah, so I like that very much, though I don't enjoy watching a lot of movies, but I would watch now for the learning purpose. Yes. Next, I want to ask you that as you are learning, you are focusing on yourself as you're working professional too. So, do you follow a morning or evening routine too in order to get fit mentally and physically, like doing yoga, maybe meditation? As you seem, as you share that you are an introvert, so maybe at the same time, you must be focusing on becoming or maybe a bit inclined towards spirituality too. I'm getting that.
Uh, See, I have a mixed answer to that. Though, like, I have morning routines. It is not really, uh, I wouldn't say yoga, but I make sure that at least 5 minutes of me time.
Hmm.
Okay, as soon as I wake up from the bed, like I do small things to make sure that I'm okay. Because see, there was a situation or stage I realized there was a career gap of 2 years during back in 2018. I had to resign due to my personal challenges. So that time I was going through many things. Like that was the real time that I realized the value of relationship, the people who will really stand with me, who will not be. So since then I started kind of motivating myself. And in the evening, yes, I do have. I go for swimming every day, or at least 4 times in a week.
Hmm.
And in the morning and during my office time, uh, see, I started habit of wearing the smartwatch. I was not really an electronic or gadget person, but uh, since I started wearing a smartwatch, it really helped me to make me uh, not only fit but also active because it reminds me. And I have started also a habit of creating alarms because for our session also I have kept alarm at 11:58 and 11:59 so that I don't miss anything in my life. So if I look at my clock on my mobile, I have a lot of alarms which for meetings, for to call someone or to learn something. So I have I would say I have that kind of uh, what is it? A routine, okay, in my daily life. Uh,
Hmm.
but uh, but after watching your uh, yeah plan before, okay, that's a new way to me. Thank you.
Hmm.
So yes, after watching one of your session, like I kind of started thinking, yes, I should start yoga. No, let me be like out of the box. I would tell you, like, see, I'm kind of person who avoids negative things. Okay, and I don't want to talk to any people who talk negative.
Hmm.
And I really keep a distance with that people because I'm always positive. Yes, I do get short tempered, or I mean, I lose when you most of the time when I drive. Yes, I get upset with my daughter, and I say, Joe, I'm upset on you. Yes, but at the same time, I love the people, or I really have a respect on the people who work for themselves and reach a certain level. Because I have very many other people who I really know they are going through a lot of struggles, but they really don't give up because the current world is only for the people who are winners and who has a flag on their hand saying that yes, I'm a winner. So for me, For you, let me tell you, and I have seen many other YouTube videos, but for me, only two people inspired me so far. One is Shanda, and another one is you. Shanda is a family because I can connect easily because I'm also a family man. And with her family thing, he's finding a lot of time to talk to people. At the same time, she teaching and helping other people to improve their language because
Hmm.
it is not so easy to teach or helping people to improve a language because it is kind of a reciprocal. Like if you are
Hmm.
not able to respond the way you are expecting, it's not so easy. It is almost like acting. It is give and take game.
So, in your case, what do you think? Like, I wanted to ask that you should be selfish enough while educating yourself. What do you think about this statement? You should be
It
selfish
is
enough
100.
while educating yourself. How you
It
can
is
be even
100,
selfish enough? Go ahead.
110% right. 110% right. Because what I noticed, even for me also, sometimes I'm not able to concentrate or give my time 10 to 20 minutes. Now I started keeping timer to
Hmm.
learn because I make sure that, when I am learning, I'm not deviating, I'm not taking my mobile, or I'm not talking to anyone. So I say 20 minutes, Dibu, you learn this. So what I see to the people who really want to learn not only the language, but if they wanted to learn something different topic also, they have to be selfish and they have to be strong determined.
Strong
That is
determination.
the yeah. So that is the main thing, and consistency is the main thing. See, Bruce Lee, famous quote. He is not scared about the person who learned 1,000 techniques or thousand
Hmm.
way of hitting, but he is scared of the person who trained one hit 1,000 times. So that is the difference. Like if you know a particular topic, if you are consistent on that, and if you repeatedly trying to improve that particular thing, definitely it will help you. As the famous quote from the uh, alchemist, the entire universe will be with you.
Hmm. Yes, yes. It's great. So yeah, these are the things we can get from books only. While when we read a lot, we get those quotes and things
Yeah,
which help us. Okay. So how do you think that can someone like our meeting is going to end in just 1 minute? Yes, so we cannot. Okay, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, I also think about that. We should be selfish enough while educating ourselves, and in my opinion, there are three ways to do that. One is just eliminate all the distractions, especially social media and scrolling over internet on Instagram and YouTube nowadays. People complain, or maybe I must say that that is just an excuse that I don't have time to study. Even if you have 5 minutes, you can just read something. Even if you have 5 minutes, you can listen to something useful, productive, you can say. And then second thing is always squeeze time out of your busy schedule. If it is in your priority list that I want to enhance, then you will be able to squeeze out some time for yourself at least. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
you can just avoid doing something else, or if not every day, then try to have some time or allocate up some time or thrice a week. So that would be even good than nothing, right? Something is better than nothing. Yeah, and third thing is like say no which are unnecessary, or maybe some of your parties to some of your friends where you are just gossiping, or where you're just wasting your time on rubbish things. So saying no is again play a vital role in your personal development. So these are my rules, three rules I focus upon majorly when it
yeah.
comes to be selfish in educating myself. Yeah.